Hello, I'm Denise LaFrance. Coming up next on City Beat, Munson Senior Center had a few upgrades to complete before reopening to the public. We'll take you inside and up on the roof. Several different cultures are represented in Las Cruces, and one celebration helped showcase them all. We'll show you. With more than 1,000 city vehicles operating on the streets, a team has to keep them in shape. We'll introduce you to one auto mechanic who is part of that team in the next edition of City Jobs. Plus, shooting within the city limits continues to be a problem. In this month's AskTha, we take a look at what can be done to crack down on the illegal practice. Welcome to City Beat for the month of November. Munson Senior Center has been getting some much-needed upgrades the past couple of months, and all the changes will lead to more activities, space, and better ventilation for visitors. CLC TV's Jennifer Martinez explains.
Munson Senior Center has been closed for the past couple of months, but there is a lot of activity going on inside. Since September 2nd, construction workers have been working on a few projects aimed to make the building last longer and more accommodating for visitors.
We're working on two projects essentially at the same time. We're replacing the heating and ventilation system and air conditioning system is part one. That also gets us a new roof at the same time. And then we're also getting a new multi-purpose room addition that will accommodate our billiard tables.
Munson Center was built in the late 1970s with some of the best technology at the time. Nearly 40 years later, the center has gone through some renovations, but the current ones will help it to last much longer and be much safer.
Well, the roof had been reconstructed or redone about 20 years ago. We were at the end of its life expectancy, so it was a great opportunity we had to change the heating and cooling system with the addition of the HVAC units, and so it was just a great opportunity to put a new roof on. And so we took the old roof off down to the decking, repaired any substrate work that needed to be repaired, and put a whole new continuous roof.
In early 2013, a heating system problem caused the building to close for about 2 weeks. With a new HVAC system, Dallahan is confident those problems will go away. This dirt area will soon be the new billiard or multi-purpose room. It will continue to undergo work after the building reopens.
I think they'll be very pleased. It gives us opportunity to repurpose parts of the spaces. Right now the billiard tables are in the central lobby and they'll be in their own room. And so we can move our TV lounge, our computer lab into other spaces that makes the entrance of the building a little more welcoming to the public.
While these changes are happening, seniors have been relocated to other centers for meals and activities.
Generally on any given day we serve up to 200 meals in our dining hall, so I would say our average population visits is anywhere from 120 to a maximum of 220, 230 on a really busy day.
Soon they will be able to return to this location because so many have come to know Munson as a place to gather, share a meal, and connect with friends. For City Beat, I'm Jennifer Martinez.
Thanks, Jennifer. The center is expected to be open by mid-November. The 4th annual Cultural Bazaar at Brannigan Cultural Center took place last month and allowed visitors to get a taste of all the diversity Las Cruces has to offer. More than a dozen cultures showed off traditional dress, food, and music. CLC TV's Dominic Aragon gives us a peek into the bazaar.
So we have our 4th annual Cultural Bazaar. We've been doing this with the NMSU International Student Organizations and also some other cultural organizations within southern New Mexico. And we just invite people to share aspects of their cultural traditions, dance, regalia, music, and just kind of let people know all the different places that people came from to live in Las Cruces. So Cultural Bazaar features, we show the language, the writing of different countries, the art forms. We have performances all morning, music, dance, song. You can also maybe learn to write your name in Arabic, maybe see how your name is written in different types of Chinese. You can learn how to navigate your way around Morocco or Iran. Learn about some of the traditional sweets of Mexico, so all sorts of things.
We are from Nepal. Okay. It's the mountainous country. We are from Mount Everest. It is good, I think, because it like helps to like communicate with the other, like the cultures, to communicate with the others. It's good, really good, yeah. I'm in organic chemistry, so there are so many other international students. So like we learn different cultures, and sometimes we learn also some languages, different languages. It's really awesome, yeah. It's a good experience, yeah.
This is for people of all ages. We've got our really popular cultural Bazaar passport. Kids love to get their name written in different types of lettering and stamps from different countries. But there's also lots of things for adults to see as well, to get to speak with people who are living as immigrants in our country and have this great perspective on American life and on life in other places. It's always early October every year. You can check our Facebook page for the Brannigan Cultural Center. You can check our webpage from the City of Las Cruces, las-cruces.org/museums. And you can always drop into the Brannigan Cultural Center Tuesday through Saturday to pick up a calendar of events every month.
When you go back to my home country, see really we can share like what kind of weather here, what kind of people are here, how they are like lovely, how they are helpful.
Thanks, Dominic. Student groups from NMSU and other partners helped put this bazaar together. Las Cruces Mayor Ken Miyagishima and the Consul General of Mexico in El Paso, Jacob Prado, met in Las Cruces last month to reinvigorate a friendship between Las Cruces and Mexico. The mayor and Prado announced the first of many Mexican cultural events which will be on display in Las Cruces. The first was the Cuarteto Latinoamericano, which played a free concert at the Rio Grande Theater last month. At the announcement, Miyagishima gave Prado a key to the city. Prado vowed more events to come in the near future.
Next year we are planning different events that will be taking place along the year. We will be bringing writers, musicians, dancers, so it will be very, very interesting. The idea is to showcase Mexican culture in Las Cruces.
Prado says Americans are returning to Mexico to enjoy the hospitality, the historic sites, and culture. In this month's edition of City Jobs, we meet one of the city's fleet mechanics. It's their job to service the city's 1,400 plus vehicles and other mechanical devices. City fleet mechanic Joe Baca gives us an inside look.
My name is Joe Baca. I'm a fleet technician here at the City of Las Cruces. I've been employed here approximately 8 years. I repair cars, I tow vehicles, I do refuels. I work from 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the evening. I'm sorry, and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I love my job. I love the people. I love serving the community. I can be driving on and I see people out of uniform. I'll see policemen that I know. I'll see firefighters that I know. I'll see sometimes even like our management up in City Hall that I know. And it's very great. It's a great job to work at. We have 1,400 pieces of equipment. And it's almost a guarantee, pretty close to about, I would say, about 1,000 pieces of equipment are on the road on a daily basis. Yeah, there's those certain vehicles that they only get used on certain types of occasions, but majority of times there's a lot of vehicles out there, whether it's regular cars or big equipment. This is the command unit for the City of Las Cruces Police Department. The command unit will go and they'll park at various neighborhoods, sometimes like at a Walmart, and they'll run this trailer here 24/7, so it needs fuel. And they'll call us. We'll go to the site where it's at, and we'll refuel it. I'll use this fuel trailer right here. The tank itself, the tank in the back is a diesel tank, and it holds 500 gallons. I'll fill up the tank itself, and then I'll draw from it with this pump. It has the pump right itself, and it has a battery to power it. The tank in the front is a regular unleaded gasoline tank. That one holds 100 gallons, and we don't use that one half as much as we use the diesel tank, but that works the same. We have to fill it up prior to our service call, and then we'll draw it out using the pump and a different battery source. On this vehicle right here, it had a dead battery. I brought it in, confirmed that it had a dead battery. I did test it. I'm putting in the new battery right now. This vehicle right here, probably from start to finish, will maybe take me a full hour, including checking the battery prior to me pulling out the old one, installing the new battery. This job is fairly simple, easy. Other vehicles that we do engines on trucks, cars, and that's a lot more labor intensive. That job will probably last about, maybe in all reality, probably about a week, including tearing out the old engine, putting the new one, putting the old accessories from the old engine back on it, as far as your intake, your coils, your plugs, your wires, and all that, the computer back in as well. We also work on big pieces of equipment, stuff like graders, stuff like dump trucks, fire trucks as well. And we do anything from, we'll do brakes on them, we'll do oil changes, we'll do sometimes hoses, cylinders, and stuff like that, which is a lot more labor intensive. I really enjoy working here at the City of Las Cruces for the reason being that I just don't work on vehicles. I'll go out and I'll do service calls. I meet a lot of people out in the public. I help a lot of people that work for the city as well, even gas trucks or water trucks that break down. I tow them over here to the shop, we fix them, and we give them back to the guys that work, that use them out in the field. I mean, that helps the private individual, whether it's with their gas lines or with their water. And I really like my job. I help a lot of people. I meet a lot of new people.
Thank you, Joe. Joe says he's thrilled to be a part of the City of Las Cruces. There are several jobs posted on our website, las-cruces.org. You can also find them listed on our Facebook page as they are posted. A look ahead at December's schedule for Aggie basketball and a review of the city's holiday schedule in our City Minute. Mark your calendars for several dates in December at the Pan Am Center. The Aggies take on UTEP, UNM, Northern New Mexico, Colorado State, and Texas Southern. Home games begin at 7 p.m. Most city offices will be closed for Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and the day after the holiday. Police and fire services will still operate as normal. On Veterans Day, November 11th, Franger Pool, the Aquatic Center, and Mearshite will be open. Transit and trash services will operate as normal, and the Foothills landfill will have regular hours. On Thanksgiving, November 27th, all offices are closed. Please note the library will close early at 6 p.m. on the Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving and will remain closed until Saturday, November 29th. On the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 28th, Franger Pool will open. The Aquatic Center, Mearshite, and the Frank O'Brien Papin Community Center will have modified hours. Trash collection will be modified to Friday or Saturday. Roadrunner Transit will have Saturday level of services from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. The illegal shooting of firearms in the city limits continues to be a problem, especially for residents living in the outlying areas. What can be done to help stop this potentially dangerous practice? CLC TV's Udell Vigil has more in this episode of Ask The.
Hello and welcome. Our guest for this edition of Ask The is Sean Kearney, East Area Commander with the Las Cruces Police Department. Commander Kearney, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
People shooting guns in the desert is nothing new. It's been going on in Las Cruces for a long time, but we seem to be hearing more and more about it here lately. Why do you believe that this is such a persistent problem in our community?
I believe that people are becoming more and more aware of the dangers of shooting in our community. There are many stories nationwide about stray rounds hurting people, killing people, etc. And the city has had law ordinance specifically prohibiting shooting in the city for quite some time. But there's some misconceptions along the way, perhaps, of what actually the city limits are. So the boundaries of where shooting is okay is I believe, a source of confusion.
It's a little blurred, I guess.
It is.
And there are signs posted around the community, if you will.
That is correct.
And how would somebody determine where the city limits actually is, or if you?
Well, there's quite a bit of area that within the last 10 or 15 years has been annexed, particularly in the East Mesa area. Mm-hmm. And generally speaking, that's north of Loman and west of Dunn Road, Holman area. Almost all of that is actually in the city limits, and that's quite a bit of the area that we get complaints of.
Now, is it legal to shoot your guns in the county or on BLM land?
On BLM land, if it is in the county, yes. In the county, yes, but you have to be 150 yards from an inhabited dwelling. That's state law. So anywhere in the state, 150 yards from an inhabited or occupied dwelling, building, actually, even if it's just a commercial building, you can't shoot for safety reasons.
And you mentioned the safety factor, stray bullets and so forth, but it's also a nuisance, right? I mean, I know you're working with residents on the East Mesa or along Sonoma Ranch Boulevard, Roadrunner Drive in that area.
Correct.
Who are complaining about being able to actually see people from their windows, I guess, that shooting guns. So.
Correct, and there's the noise factor, and there's quite a few people that have recreation activities out in that area, to include walkers, dog walkers, joggers, and so on. Then there's quite a few people that utilize off-road vehicles in that area as well. And due to the terrain, you may not see, even if you're shooting what you think is safely, there may be somebody on the other side of a rise or a ridge or a draw that you just may not see.
That's a good point. And what penalties are there if somebody is caught shooting their gun illegally within the city limits?
Within the city limits, municipal ordinance, it's petty misdemeanor, 90 days in jail, and or a $500 fine.
Okay, so there is a consequence to doing it if you're caught.
That is correct.
Okay. And finally, where do you recommend people go to safely and legally shoot their firearms?
Safely and legally, the best place would be the Butterfield Shooting Range, which is a city park, which is on the West Mesa. It's past the airport, past the National Guard Armory. It's at that 127 exit. It's actually outside of the city, but it's a city park.
Okay.
It's quite a ways out there.
And is it free? It
is free, correct.
Okay.
It's a city park, it's free. Police department uses that range as well.
Okay, good advice. Well, Commander Kearney, thank you so much for joining us on AskTha. Our guest has been Commander Sean Kearney with the Las Cruces Police Department.
Thanks, Udell. To view the video story we have archived on illegal shooting, you can go to clctv.com and click on the Know Your City tab. That's all for this episode of City Beat. Remember, tune in for live City Council meetings right here Mondays at 1 p.m. Plus, all archived meetings and programs can be found on clctv.com. Don't forget to like us on our Facebook page. Thanks for joining us. I'm Denise LaFrance.